Good morning, grade 4. We're gonna revise drawing conclusion or inferences. Both have the same meaning. Inferences means to predict, to infer, predict what's not mentioned in the story, because authors usually hide some information. They don't mention all the information. They were trying to let us figure it out from the story, from the clues that we have in the story. That's why we have a small rule. You can use it and it will help you a lot to figure out hidden information. The author didn't mention it in the story. The first thing you should look at is the clue. You should look at the clues that you have in the story, plus what I know. So if you combine these together, you can figure out the hidden information. You can figure out information that's not mentioned. You can figure out information authors didn't write in the story. So if I put the clues that I have, plus what I know, what you know from your life experience or from your knowledge, what you know, if you put them together, you can figure out what's not mentioned in the story. You can figure out the hidden information that's not mentioned while you are reading the story. Let's see an example to make it easy. Here I have a short story like my dog was shaking up there on the table. He always knows when he's going to get his shots, where the dog is. Actually, here, Secret 4, this is a short story. Here, the author didn't mention the place, but it's easy to figure it out. It's easy to figure out where's the place. How could you know this? I will put the clues that I have, plus what I know, your knowledge or your life experience. Like, for example, here, the clues. Let's write the clues together. My dog was shaking up there, so I can write that the dog was shaking. This is the first clue that I have. What else? He always knows where he's going to get his shot. That means that the dog will get shot. All right. What I know. If what I know means that I'm gonna use my mind a little bit. I'm gonna think from the knowledge that I have or from my own experience. Who gives shot grade 4? Who gives shot? Who always gives shot? Of course, the doctor. So doctor always gives shot. So where do you think the dog is? So the dog is, who gives shot? Doctor. So doctor gives shot and the dog was shaking. So that means that he was scared and the dog will get shot. So that means that he was at the vet's office. So now I can figure out the place. How could I figure it out? I figure it out from the clues that I have. That the dog will get shot. He was shaking. And what I know from my own experience or from my knowledge, that the doctor always gives shots. So that means that the dog, where the dog is at the vet's office. Okay, let's do it again. Do another example. I felt the sting of the frosty air against my face as I trudged through the snow. My excitement grew as I pulled my sled to the top of the snow-covered hill. What season you think it is? Here in the second story, grade 4, the author didn't mention the season. He didn't mention in which season it is. He didn't mention, but he gave you some clues. So this is the inferences. This is our lesson, inferences. Inferences means that you will infer, you will predict, you will guess. Information, it's not mentioned. You will guess, you'll figure out hidden information the author didn't write. But it's very easy. Why it's easy? Because I have clues. I can use the clues, which is the first rule, plus what I know, But it's easy, grade 4. How it's easy? Because I can use the clues that I have plus what I know. What I know means that you use your mind, your knowledge, what you know, your life experience. If you gather these together, you can figure out the hidden information. You can figure out the missing stuff that's not written, with the missing information that's not written. Here in this short story, the second one, the author didn't write the season, but he gave you all the clues which are clear in front of you to figure out which season it is. Let's write the clues together. Of course, here the sting of frosty air. So it's clear. Sting of the frosty air. This is the first clue. And I trudged through the snow. So I can write here snow, which is a second, an easy clue. My excitement grew as I pulled my sled. So pulled my sled. So where? Here it's clear. And snow covered. I pulled my sled to the top of the snow covered hill, and I have also snow covered hill. So for what I know, here I wrote all the clues that I have in the story. What I know, let me think a little bit, let me use my mind a little bit. All of these stuff, I have sled, I have frosty air, sting, even sting me, the chill of the frosty air. I have the word snow, I have pulled my sled. So what I know that all of these stuff are related to what season? Are related to winter. So what I know, so I can write in what I know from my own experience or from my life experience, that all of these stuff are related to winter. So what I think, so here, as we have here, we have the frosty air, the sting of the frosty air, which means the chill of the frosty air, and you have the word snow, you have the sled. So that means that all of these stuff were related to winter season. So what season it is? So I'm gonna write it's winter. All right? So grade 4, it's easy. So it's easy to find out the hidden information that the author didn't mention or the author didn't write. How it's easy? You can use the clues that you have plus the information that you know. Gather these together, gather them both together, and it's easy to figure out the hidden information. Okay, let's try this. A day in the sun. It was hot in the bright sunshine. Denny took off her shoes and dug her toes in the hot sand. Yikes! Denny squealed. She ran to the edge of the water and stood for a while, watching some children splashing and playing. Then she dashed across the sand and dove under a big wave. Afterward, she lay on her towel until her hair was dry. Then she looked at her watch and sighed as she gathered up her things and walked home. Where is Denny? Look here, grade 4 as well. The author didn't mention the place, but he gave you some clues, and from these clues, you can figure out where Denny is. Let's check the clues together. The first clue that it was hot, so we can write it here together. I can write it here. It was hot. So this is the first clue that I have. What else clue? She dug her toes in the hot sand. So I'm gonna write that she dug her toes in the hot sand. All right. Actually, I have a lot of clues. And she ran to the edge of the water, watching some children splashing and playing. So actually, we can write a lot. So children were splashing and playing. Sorry. Okay. She lay on her towel until her hair was dry. All right. She dove under. Actually, you can write also she dashed across the sand. You can also write dove under a big wave. Actually, you have a lot. Can you think a little bit? Let's use our life experience. What a place that is covered with sand. What place that is hot, that you can see children splashing and playing. What place is it? I think from my knowledge that the place that is always covered with sand and a hot, which means that it is children splashing and play, you can lay on your towel. What place is it? What I know from my life experience that the beach is always covered with sand and it's always hot. So what I think that Danny is at the beach. It's clear, right? Let's check the second question. Why did Danny run to the edge of the water? Look here. Yeah, she squealed. Means like she was so super happy. She ran to the edge of the water and stood for a while watching some children and splashing and playing. So the clue here that I have that she ran to the edge of the water. So I'm gonna write it down here. Why did Jenny run to the edge of the water? So I'm gonna write, this is number 2. You can put here number 2, and this is number 1, and this is number 2. So the clue that I have that she ran to the edge of the water. So here is ran to the edge of the water. What you know, grade 4, from your knowledge or from your life experience, when someone runs for something, what does that mean? That she was what? When she ran to the edge of the water, what does that mean? From your knowledge, your life experience, when you run for something, what does that mean? That she was so excited and she was eager to do something. She wanted to do something, right? When she ran to the edge of the water, that means that she wanted to do something. She was excited and she wanted to do something. So what I know, so I'm going to write, when she ran, that means that she was excited and she was eager to do something. So what do you think she want to do, grade 4? Of course she wants to, She wants to swim. It's clear. She wants to swim. All right, let's check the third one. Where was the wave? See grade 4 here. Then she dashed across the sand and dove under a big wave. So where was the wave? When she dove. Dove is the past of dive. When she dives under a big wave. So here, I'm going to write the clue. Dove under the wave. So where do you usually find the wave, grade 4? Use your life experience. Use your own knowledge. Where do you usually find the wave? Waves are always in the sea. So what I think that the waves are, the waves are in the sea. All right. Let's check the fourth question. Why does Danny leave? Look here, grade 4. She lay on her towel until her hair was dry. Then she looked at her watch and sighed. Why does Danny leave? Actually, he didn't mention here, the author didn't mention the reason, but he gave you a clue that helped you to know why she should leave. If you see here, grade 4, See, she looked at her watch. Here you're gonna use your knowledge or your life experience. When you see someone looking at his watch, when you see your parents looking at their watch, when you see your dad looking at his watch, if you were in whatever place, if you see your mother looking at, when you look at your watch, what does that mean? From your life experience or from your knowledge, that means that you were what? First of all, let's write together. Why does Danny leave? We can write the first clue that we have, that she looked at her watch. So what I know, grade 4, when someone looks at his watch, that means that he is what? Think a little bit. Use your life experience. Use your own knowledge. When someone looks at his or her watch, that means that she's what? That she's what, grade 4? When she looked at her watch, that means that she's what? That she's what? That she's late. Of course, she looked at her watch and then she sighed. That means that she's late. So why she should leave? Because it's what? Because it's evening, right? Because it's evening. Because it's sunset. Because she's late. So why this? Because it's sunset. So I'm gonna write because it's sunset. And it's time for leaving. And it's time for leaving. All right. Let's check the last question. All right. Wait a minute. All right. The last question here. How does she feel about leaving? Look here, grade 4. I have a clue. He didn't mention, or the author didn't tell you her feelings, but he gave you a clue to show you her feelings. And this is our today's lesson, which is inferences. Infer means to predict, to guess hidden information. He gave you a clue and you will figure out information it's not mentioned. Actually, he didn't here tell you her feeling, her exact feelings, but he gave you a word to show you her feelings, okay? Here, what did she do, grade 4? When she looked at her watch, she sighed. Do you know the meaning of sighed? Means like that. So what does she feel right now about leaving? So the clue here I have is that she sighed. So I'm gonna write she sighed. All right. What I know from my life, what you know, grade 4, from your knowledge or from your life experience, when you see someone sighing, that means what? That she is happy or sad. When someone like that, what does that mean? When someone sighs, that means that she's not happy. That she's not happy. She's sad. So what do you think, grade 4? So what do you think? How does she feel about leaving? She was what? When someone sighs, that means she's not comfortable. You could write that she's not happy, she's not comfortable. So that means that she was sad about leaving. She doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to leave the beach. So she was sad. All right? Is it clear? So that's our lesson, grade 4. Drawing conclusion or inferences means that the author didn't mention all the information. He may give you some clues, and from the clues that you have in the story, plus your own knowledge, your own experience, you can gather them, you can put them together in your mind and try to figure out the information that's not mentioned. This is inferences. This is prediction. This is guessing. But you should guess correct. Regarding the project grade 4, Here you're gonna use this link to read the story. The story is short and easy. And by the way, some of you have read it before, I think in grade 2 or 3, something like that. It's easy story and short, and it's straightforward, by the way. It's not tricky at all. You're gonna do the same like we did in the previous stories. You'll infer, you'll predict some hidden information. You're gonna predict it. You're gonna use the same rule to figure out or to answer the questions. Like, for example, when you finish reading the story, the first question you have, two of the pigs quickly build houses from materials that are handy. What does that tell you about the two pigs? Right? Here, the two pigs, the first, when you finish reading the story, you have the two pigs. The first one built his house out of sticks and the second one out of straw, something like that. So what you understand that both of them used easy materials to build their houses. So what you know, what you're gonna write first, you're gonna write the clue that they used. The first one built his house out of sticks, and the second one built his house out of straws. So what you know, when someone built a house using these materials, so from your knowledge, what does that tell you? All right, and then what you think about them, what you think about their character, the first two pigs. All right, here the second best question is asking you about the third pig. Why does the third big pig build his house out of bricks? So you're gonna write here the clue that he used, that he worked all day and he built his house out of bricks. So what do you know about that character? So why he spent all day doing that? Why he used bricks? So what do you think? Why did he do that? What he was thinking? All right. Okay, the third one. What does that tell you about the third pig when he built his house out of bricks? When he use the clues that you have, grade 4. I don't want to answer it. I want you to think. I want even to listen to your answers. I want to read your answers and try to give me try to convince me with your answers. Even all your answers are not the same. It's okay. Answers vary, but convince me with your answers. I want to see you thinking. I want to see you analyzing. I want to read your point of view. I want to read your analyzing point of view. It's okay. It's not something like your answers are not like the grammar correct or incorrect. No, it's easier than that. If once it's related to the topic, once it's related to the answer, try to convince me with your answers. Tell me your opinions about the character. How do you think the character was thinking? How do you think the character described this character to me? Once you use the clues plus your own knowledge, your own life experience, and you at the end you analyze the character with your own point of view, I respect it and I'll accept it. And it shouldn't be all of you the same answers. Just give me correct analyzing, give me correct opinion about the character itself, and I'll accept it. And by the way, maybe some one of you give me answer and then some of you give me different answer, but both of them are correct, since or once it's related to the topic, once it's related to the author's main idea. All right, grade 4, don't worry, do your best and good luck, okay?